Oh, hey, didn't see you there.
Oh.
All right, so now we are officially back to give to you again the Southeast Asia Regional Qualifiers for Dreamhack Valencia. I'm Asarai, one hell of a beast, and here with me now is...
Wolf, the other beast, and I'm very excited for today. Happy Sunday, and of course, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And as Jay Blaze said earlier, there's going to be a lot more action for Paladins.
Exactly.
Not only today, but in the near future. It's very exciting. And we are going to have a matchup between Pravallione and King Dummy. So, what are we hopping to the game, or are we still discussing something else?
Let's actually discuss first a little bit more, I guess a little bit of a recap from what happened from yesterday. We did spot, if we can actually check that out.
Yep.
Yeah, here it is. So yesterday we had the group stage. There were 8 teams, one from the Philippines, another from Indonesia. Yes, you can see here now. So round 1, it was Pravallione just stomping the hell out of Twins.
Yeah.
That's a basic 2-0. Next was King Dummy with a 2-0 against 415. Really nothing too much to be said about that.
And of course, Team Delta being the more experienced team against the new team, TNC Pro Team, with a 2-0 victory. Very quick with that. But the last matchup was quite, although it's 2-0, it's quite close as compared to the other series that we've seen. But still, Sea Monsters put up a fight against FarrellYKw, but FarrellYKw showing to be the more clutch team at the end, and they will advance. Right now, they're going to have their matchup later, but right now we're going to have the matchup between Pravallione and King Dummy, and I'm very excited for this.
Yes,
and,
definitely. And you do have to remember, guys, this all leads up to Dreamhack Valencia. But of course, there is also the fact wherein if they do win this one, if they do get the first place position or place, they will get a prize of $3,000 US.
A big chunk of money for all of these Southeast Asian teams. But of course, the road to Dreamhack is much bigger, because not only do you get to participate in the Dreamhack Valencia, you also get to win $40,000 if you win that tournament, because that's $100,000 in total prize pool.
Yes. So all our viewers out there, welcome, guys. Yeah, we can see your chat.
We can see your chats.
Yeah. They're just gonna. He came for the founders pack, and we all did. But I came from the Further Games because it's gonna be a very action-packed Sunday.
Yeah.
And without further ado, actually, the last note before we do get into the game, this is going to be a best of 5 all throughout semifinals and the finals.
Good thing that you said that, because that actually changes the playing field right now, because now teams really need to adjust to a BO5 series.
Yes.
And of course, the maps will be, there will be a lot of maps to be played, more champions to be played. Thanks, of course, to our sponsors, Split Media Labs, Hi-Rez Studios, of course, Team Spooky, and of course, Jay Blaze and Outshift Day for this tournament.
The men behind the scenes. And
indeed.
last note, guys. We're just gonna say that the next map, the first map, will be Serpent Beach, and we did get at least the drafting of the champions.
All right.
So I think the most important would be the first and second draft. You can indicate to us, Wolf.
Because like what the meta dictates, it's as if that Makoa is always the top priority. So actually, it's Pravallione getting their hands on the Makoa, and of course, King Dummy answered with Drogus and Androxus, the first phase pick. But Pravallione still get at the end of the draft Lex and Ruckus. King Dummy closes up with the Ying to counteract the Maldamba pick of the Pravallione team. Let us see if that would affect their performance here.
The playstyle, exactly. And all right, so without further ado, let's go into our Serpent Beach and let's get this show on the road as our first semifinals game of the day commences with Pravallione and King Dummy in a BO5. So let's have a rundown of the players for Pravallione. We have Farrell, AMWN, iShawshanks, Leo, and GODFRYZZ, of course, the DPS god himself.
The GODFRYZZ himself. But on the other side, you have King Dummy with Lord, Helscreamer, Murkyy, JayTaztic, and Axellia on the Adraxus, of course, with the flanks. Let us see. This is a very good matchup for GODFRYZZ at the very least. There are a lot of spots for him to shine with his Cassie pick.
Yeah.
That's Flux Generator, okay.
So defensive type of Ruckus here. Nothing too much out of the... Oh, actually, so it's one defensive tank with one, let's say, damage heavy tank.
Okay,
with the
that's
pluck.
true.
Yeah, for AMWN.
And Spirit's Chosen, of course. Not the Ripened Gore that usually used on Maldamba, but of course, maybe they want to go get a lot of support. Exaction, of course, with the GODFRYZZ. and the Death Hastens for Leo on his Lex.
Good balance of damage and defense here for our Pravallione side. Aegis, Godslayer, so gonna go for the reversal.
Okay.
Combustible, Bounce House, and Focusing Lens. So there's gonna be 3 damage dealers here for the side of King Dummy.
Wow. And yeah, like right now they're dealing a lot of damage, only almost killing off the Lex. He will survive for a moment there, but the point is being captured. The first blood will be
with the
drawn.
first blood, they're going to be connecting into his opponent. Is in a 1v1 duel against this Fernando, and he will be able to win that one with the help from his teammate. He actually dodges the roll, or the damage from the buck with a little bit of a roll, but will not be able to survive for any longer. Axellia was actually taken out quite easily, and he has to get back to the fight under horseback.
The 2 tanks of Pravallione doing a lot of work in capturing this objective. Androx is trying as best as he can, but he's being spotted right now. His flank is not working. He's not dealing enough damage. Fernando comes in for the charge, but will he be able to connect on this? Because 93% is the objective
Lord
for
comes in from the
Pravallione.
sidelines, goes in with the damage, and he will be able to connect this one. And look at this with the triple DPS setup of King Dummy. He's not really pushing Pravallione just right now.
Yeah, they have overwhelmed the tanks
Actually,
from
they started to
Pravallione.
do that, yeah.
Will they be able to control the point though? Because there's going to be a lot of damage. But a good control from the Drogos. Good position right now. He's free hitting against the tanks of Pravallione, but they are too damn tanky.
Too damn tanky indeed, and look at that. They just charged in, guns a-blazing for the front lines here of Pravallione, and a bit more overtime, and this should be it, but no! Helscreamer with the double kill! Look at that.
Look at that
The
indeed.
Drogos with the free hits, and it's gonna be a
There's
game
going to be a
boss.
little bit of pause, but as you've said, big players come up with big plays. Helscreamer with 2 important kills there for Team King Dummy to re-establish control up to this point, because that's almost an objective captured by Pravallione. And right now, I'm just really hyped by how much intensity both of these teams are showing right now.
Yeah. It's really looking like the triple DPS setup is kind of strong in the sustained fights, just because I think they do have like 3 cauterize and 1 record for GODFRYZZ here. So there's not really a lot of sustain that this Ying will be providing, or rather this Maldamba will be providing Pravallione.
Right now, the point has been captured. The payload is moving in favor of Team King Dummy. Drogo's not gonna land. Actually, we will land the fire spit for a bit.
Not too much danger there for Leo.
Does have the combustible, so he still has to be concerned about that. But Droxus is gonna be the
comes in from behind, activates that accursed arm, just gets the 1 kill, but still, it does give King Dummy some leeway here. Yeah, exactly, to push. I like that how you said leeway at the same time.
Of course, there's gonna be the hook on to Fernando, but he will skitter away from that. It's gonna be another kind of a flank from the Drogos as he heals up right now.
He does have the Dragon's Punch, but goes in with the salvo. This kills a good amount of damage, but nobody to follow up from his side. Although you really can see how strong that fire spit is when he does have, like we said, the combustible.
Indeed. He does a quick snipe on one champion and then backs off just like a thief in the night.
Oh,
but
no,
he's
the
been
hook!
dragged.
The block from the Makoa, but he will be able to survive, well, for just a second.
For a bit indeed, but of course the point, it's still the payload that matters.
Ultimate from the Ying, activated just for the global heals.
Of course.
Trying to keep his teammates topped off as they try to relentlessly stop this payload from pushing the JayTaztic on the Fernando. A little bit out of position here, has to back away, dashes away, does get some form of additional shield there, but no.
Pravallione working as a team with a crossfire onto 2. They get the kill on the Fernando as well. Now, although they are being overwhelmed right now, but the good positioning on their course to really get the kills on the champions and just re-establish a little bit of control of the payload. And right now, the payload has not moved much. 42 seconds, only 30% in to the objective. Drogo's a little bit of salvo, okay, but not gonna connect on any kill.
Pravallione has all of their ultimates up, so if ever King Dummy wants to go aggressive, Pravallione can just match that aggression with their own. Farrell, look at this, with the machine guns, just dealing a whole lot of shred into his opposing tanks. There's gonna be the Drogos on Helscreamer right now, but the shield from Farrell actually keeping alive for such a long time. But still, this will be a push here for King Dummy.
It will be push indeed. There's gonna be a big death ball here running from the Team Pravallione. Will they be able to get the control? There's going to be the charge in, as you have said.
Yeah, this Fernando does have the ultimate, so he can, I will not die, into the midst of it all. Lord has to back away here as he was actually being chased down by the Ruckus, by Farrell rather. But this payload is still on overtime. Oh, but not for long maybe.
Not for long maybe. They did not commit their ultimates, which is quite surprising because they would have defended, they would have pushed successfully if they did that, especially with the Immortal. Maybe they want to reserve their ultimates knowing that Pravallione hasn't committed theirs. They want to even the playing field heading to the second round because they need to land all those ultimates really, really nicely.
I think that makes the most sense right now. So there's going to be a lot of Haven armor actually for
both of these teams actually. Only one Master, but I mean, they have a lot of credits, both of them.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough.
What do you think about this one? Because Buck and Drogus, if I'm not mistaken, deal, well, AoE damage, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's quite... maybe they don't want the Ying to deal a lot of damage, but that would not make a lot of sense. But
could be, or the Androxus as well.
Androxus as well, yeah. I guess. Maybe they want to just offset the damage. But anyway, here's going to be the toss of the hook.
The fight onto the sidelines. But no, the Androxus gets taken down. Lord goes in aggressive with the Buckwild. Gets the one. Goes for the second. Trying to go onto this Maldamba. But no, he will not succeed. GODFRYZZ already into the point. And it looks like Pravallione have some dibs onto this capping. Will be putting it already to 30%. And he's going to be stopping anybody here from the side of King Dummy from horseback riding into the fight yet again.
The dibs indeed, but of course
I call dibs.
They call dibs, but 4 ultimates up for King Dummy. They need to land all of this. They need to reestablish control. They're gonna
Death awaits you all, and wow, look at that. Axellia able to connect the accursed arm and push back with just that one ultimate. Push back the whole of Pravallione here.
There's still an Immortal available for King Dummy. Will they use this? They've been holding this for so long, but I think that the push onto the payload would be much better for them to use that Immortal.
You haven't talked about how AMWN, or AMW, I'm just going to call him like that so it's easier, has a really good pluck percentage, or anchor percentage. Look at how many he's gotten. Well, he misses that one, but he got a couple of good ones before that.
Definitely. There's going to be a big toss-up here in the middle, middle of the objective, but it looks like Fernando is winning, but Ruckus takes it back at the end.
I felt like AMW wanted to use his Ancient Rage there, but he wasn't able to. The casting time was not enough, or wasn't quick enough that he would have been able to bait out his opponents, to maybe commit it on him and then, get that extra amount of HP. But Farrell's going to be the one to actually frontline.
Good tracking on the side of the Ruckus. He really decimated his enemy right there. GODFRYZZ lands the kills, and they might have secured their payload. Indeed, they did. Now they are pushing the payload.
GODFRYZZ just charging in. No, guns a-blazing, not even caring if his teammates are with him, and was able to push back every single member of King Dummy here, and now Pravallione with control onto the payload.
Indeed, they are grouping.
Oh Lord, with the backstab.
Wow. Nice backstab there. But will he pay for it? No, he won't be. He will be able to stay alive. Still, not enough economical damage to really push away the champions of Pravallione from the payload right now.
Axellia is actually on the high ground, but he's not really dealing enough damage.
Look at that, the hook onto Fernando. Will he be taken down? It looks like he won't be. He's too tanky. And Androxus just, no, he won't survive against Cassie. GODFRYZZ.
I think this is gonna be a little bit of pain here right now for from the looks of it for King Dummy, because there's a double tank setup here for Pravallione, right?
All right.
And 3 members, or a lot of the damage dealers here for King Dummy opted to go for Cauterize.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they would have actually gotten a bit more kick if they went for at least actually 2 wreckers.
2 wreckers from their bruisers right now. But of course, like you said, there is no wrecker to go through that shield, and they have been defended very well by that shell and the hook.
Onto Helscreamer. Ancient Rage activated finally by AMWN.
Just for that, and it was successful.
One more.
And I would just really like to affirm what you said right now. With the lack of wreckers on the side of King Dummy, they cannot push through. They cannot punch through the front lines of Pravallione. Just like that shell shield that utterly won them the game, won them that round.
Yeah.
It was placed on that payload, and they cannot pierce through. And I think that's punishing them.
Helscreamer, even though of course he is an AoE damage dealer with the Rockets, having a 3
Yeah.
A tier 3 Wrecker, I don't think it's enough. But then at the same time, Lord and Axellia aren't really the best of champions to go for Wrecker, but maybe, again, the investment on that would really help them out right now, because it seems that that's the reason why they're losing all of these drawn-out fights. They don't have enough to get through those shields.
Yeah, because if they show themselves too much, they will be flagged. They will be hooked by the Makoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, let's see if who's gonna get the dibs, as you said. It's gonna be the Makoa being very aggressive here, but the Fernando.
JayTaztic, he had no right to be in the middle of the fight whatsoever. I mean, he's a Fernando, but he will die in that situation.
We will die indeed. There's gonna be a bit of flank, but as you've said, they're being spotted by all of Pravallione. They are connecting on this objective very well.
I actually want to see where they're. Yeah, here we go.
From?
Yeah, no, where their Maldamba is, because I think I haven't seen iShawshanks die too often here. That's the thing.
That is true.
His positioning has been so on point.
Like right now. Oh, okay. So if you watch him, you're gonna watch him die. But of course, 3-man takedown from this Buck, and they might have closed. I mean, they may have re-established control here. But of course, with the Master Rider, Lucas is back at it.
Oh,
The salvo,
the salvo gets eaten whole by Farrell here, but he does, of course, have the repulsor shields to get himself a little bit more absorbent of the damage.
The Serpent was used, but not enough. Oh, well, actually, it is enough. They were drawn out of the. They were, I mean,
drawn out
feared.
Of the fight, yeah.
Drawn out
and
of the fight
this
because
should
of the
be
fear.
it.
This should be it into the victory. For Pravallione, I thought that the Serpent did not connect very well, but it looks like I was looking at the wrong part of the map. So it was indeed a good connection from the Maldamba, drawn them away from the objective, and now they've taken the game. And as you can see right now, it's quite an intense fight. It's not one-sided at all, but...
Yeah, I was right. So if you actually check the scoreboard right now, iShawshanks hasn't died a lot. Only one death in these whole rounds.
And if that's your support, look at that healing. 134,000 with only one death. I think that's the MVP right there. We didn't see him. Maybe that's the unsung hero from the side of Team Pravallione, because we didn't see enough action, but landing that good Serpent at the end, and of course, getting all those impact with the healing, that paid the dividend for Team Pravallione.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's just Lord and Axellia. Even though they're dealing a good amount of damage, the thing is, they really can't eat through the tanks. Like, if they get GODFRYZZ, it's fine, but then Ruckus and the Ruckus played by Farrell, and then AMW playing that Makoa really can't be chipped down, so to speak. This Drogos on their side gets shut down quite easily. And then you've seen how many times AMW actually connected the hooks onto this flying Drogos.
That is true. And with a pluck as well. I think he went for the pluck, of course. I mean, and if you are dead shot on the mark with your anchors, of course, you're gonna have a big impact, and that's what Makoa have shown us earlier. And of course, we are headed into game 2. Let's see if King Dummy can even up the series, or will Pravallione take the early 2-0, because we're gonna head into Stone Keep. Yes. And right now, as we can see from the draft, this is you won't see this, but we have the info that it is actually King Dummy who gets the first pick and will favor the Drogos.
Yeah.
And Pravallione will still get the Makoa. So I don't know. Maybe King Dummy is comfortable with their Drogos pick, but of course, it is important that you answer that Makoa, because the Makoa from Pravallione last game was really impactful. Maybe they need to approach this in another way, not get shut down by that Makoa.
Yeah, the thing is, the position on this Drogo is not the most optimal, but without further ado, guys, let's get into our second map here, again, which is going to be
Stone
Keep. Thank you.
Yeah, and King Dummy with JayTaztic back on his Fernando. Axellia, of course, Helscreamer with his Drogos again. Lord with his Buck, but right now we can see Murkyy with the Pip. I like it.
Yeah, we'll just see how this Pip goes through, because Pravallione not really shifting their comp too much. They set up for a 2-2-1 setup where you do have 2 tanks, 2 DPS, and the 1 healer. I think that's the most balanced right now for our meta. You can actually go for the triple DPS, but I mean, it feels like you need a bit more damage output just because you do have that. So you want to have as much kills as possible early on so you can get it snowballing. The problem is with that, if you don't get the kills, you won't be able to make maximum impact on this composition unlike this one for Pravallione, which is super balanced. So you have your front lines, they will be able to absorb the damage and yeah, just stay in the fight longer.
Yeah, I like that you said that because it's almost as if it's a high risk, high reward kind of a draft that if you do get the kills early on, if you do get the credits, you're going to snowball pretty hard. But if you don't, it's as if you don't really have a chance in the late game. Yeah, right now, there's going to be a toss-up in the room.
Toss-up into the side room, indeed. But there's going to be the Ancient Shell. Rather, the half shell.
Wow.
Oh, Godfryy's back on his Androxus, right? Androgus. The combination of the Androxus and the Drogos. My bad, but he does get the 1 kill. He's looking for more. Chases at least his opponent's down, but won't try to go over committing to that as he might have.
Look at that. He tracked him down and he will get the kill. Perfect kill indeed. Wow, nice reversal there. Not gonna
connects the mid-air reversal and will get the shutdown onto the Drogos. Godfryyz is unleashed.
The god has been unleashed indeed. And look at that. He might get another one here. Cassie. I mean,
Axellia does get a burst heal. So
okay, reversal though.
Yeah, Godfryyz biting off a bit more than he can chew. Has to back away with the dashes, but will get shut down mid-air. But still, the control into the hands of Pravallione. And this is what we're talking about. If King Dummy don't really get that much commit or that much damage with their triple DPS setup or triple damage setup, this sustainability for Pravallione might win them through on the matches.
But if the objective has been captured by Pravallione, they are always doing this. They always wanted to get the dibs, as you have said earlier, on that. And I think that this pick is not really paying dividends. Look at that. If you can see the healing, I think that's a second. But you know, look at that. The disparity between these supports is quite immense. That's how we can tell that this pip has no impact at all right now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just now, but we'll just see as this game is still commencing. Still in commencement. I don't know if that's a word.
Yeah. It's not our native language, so it's understandable.
Yeah, that's fine. Right now, you know what's understandable? Helscreamer dealing a good chunk of damage, but not enough damage though.
And this is an important choke point for King Dummy to control. If they let Pravallione through, they might have just lost this round overall. They need to control this.
2 connections, fire spit. Leo has to back away, but direct shot from Helscreamer will get him the win. Oh my goodness, the Cassie almost getting Helscreamer right there. But wait, actually no, he was a teammate.
I would like to say that Lex did He did a good job there because he attracted the attention of the Drogos, and now they don't have the damage to direct to this push. Now it has been pushed almost at the 100%, and with the lack of damage, Fernando cannot stand in this fight, and they will get shredded down.
Fernando still has the ultimate. He will not die just yet. He's trying to get as much healing as possible from this pip. Dashes in, and he is keeping this alive for King Dummy. Can they actually keep the payload not pushed into that last point, or will it be Pravallione?
They are surviving so far, but Fernando has been pushed
not enough
away. And I would just like to repeat what I said. There was quite a duel between the Lex and the Drogos that ultimately Drogos won, but I think Lex got the far better end of the deal because he attracted the attention of the Drogos for a long time enough so that the push was successful in the choke point that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So I think that was a well-played part from the Lex.
Definitely is. Can see, it looks like, well, King Dummy finally is going for a much more balanced out offensive itemization here with 3 Cauterize and 2 Wreckers.
Okay.
That's definitely going to help them out. They're going to be putting the Wrecker onto Axellia on this Cassie. And let's just get back into the match already. Although, even with all of that, it's still 2-0 in favor of Pravallione. So one more payload push will be enough to win them the second round, or the second map.
Second map, indeed. They are doing a good job here. Pravallione drops 2 champions. GODFRYZZ looking for stragglers, but not gonna find on anyone. Ruckus might deal a lot of damage, but he's been pushed away, and he will actually die. And it looks like King Dummy has established control of the objective. 27%, 31 as of now. And looks like Pravallione are grouping up
Yeah, Lord's gonna be here onto the side room. Maldamba has to run away as he's being chased down by Lord. Lord, though, taking quite a bit of damage, has to back off. He doesn't have his heal anymore, but look at the chase down from this Androxus GODFRYZZ in his behind. There's gonna be the poison from Maldamba as well, but he still survives. That's your 3,000 HP. Well, Buck with you, or for you rather.
But, of course, what matters is the point. And right now, 66% favoring Pravallione. Androxus, look at GODFRYZZ. He's just like a boss right now. He's hunting the Cassie. Might get the kill. Indeed, he will. Axellia will be dropped.
Yeah, that's just the damage output of an Androxus. Compared to the Cassie, who has to like reload her bow a little bit every time she shoots. Androxus just 1, 2, 3 snap. Yeah. And of course,
with a good aim, you're gonna land a lot of shots there.
Yeah. Plus, it was in a very weird situation wherein Androxus just has to go in onto one angle and he would hit 3 shots immediately on the Cassie because it was a very cheeky positioning tight spot for GODFRYZZ. Yeah,
look at that. He might get a kill on the Buck, but Buck was quite too mobile on this hero. This is quite a holistic hero. He's very mobile and he's very tanky.
You can see a little bit of the trend here for King Dummy. When they have the pip, when they have actually activate the ultimate, when it turns everybody into chickens, it kind of makes it so that if you use it defensively, you know that you're in a very bad spot. Unless when you're offensively just trying to wipe out your opponents, you know that you're in a good spot.
But he's been shut down, and there's going to be that push again. This corner, I mean, this entrance is not controlled at all by Team Pravallione. I mean, by King
Dragon
King
Punch.
Dummy.
Will he connect? Does get the shutdown onto the Makoa. And that might have been enough because Helscreamer was able to get 2 kills for the price of 1. And Pravallione still alive into it, finally getting control in this payload, pushing it back little by little. But 4 ultimates almost primed and ready here for King.
That hook though gets the kill onto the Buck. Nice block from our Makoa here, and they're coming in hot to the payload. They want Fernando. They want the hook onto Drogos, and they will land it.
AMW is a beast on this Makoa. Activates the Ancient Rage just for good measure, and that's going to be Pravallione winning our second map. That was very quick.
That was very quick indeed. And look, if you just look at the disparity between the supports. iShawshanks with 74,000 healing as compared to Pip's only 15,000. He might have dealt the damage more than what Maldamba did, but that's not what you want from a support. You want him to heal. And I think that the next thing I want to talk about is the tactical prowess that Pravallione showed, right? Like what I've said with the Lex. They are kind of misdirecting the cores from Team King Dummy so that they won't be on the correct spots that they should be defending from.
Yeah. Not really sure why they went for the Pip though. I mean,
I don't know. I like Pip, but as you've said, it's not like he's really viable in the meta right now. On the incorrect draft.
I mean, I've seen in pubs wherein they go for the hybrid damage Pip, and then I think they just like go for CD cooldown reduction so that they will have the spam ability on his heal bomb. But
the reload Pip.
Yeah, but I think in terms of ultimate, it feels like Maldamba has a bit more oomph or Ceres just because it when you're gonna be fighting on the choke point or on the point itself to cap it for the payload, it just makes more sense to have at least one good AOE for that. So you just clump up people or you push away people with either Maldamba or the Ceres. But
totally agree with that.
I don't know if it makes sense, but for me it does.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Well, I guess in terms of these kinds of fights where you really have to stay on the point and you just fight the duels between your enemies, and I think those are the moments that something like Maldamba shines as compared to a Pip.
Yeah. So I guess while we are already halfway finished with our first best of 5, we're gonna go for a giveaway first, and let's show our codes.
The codes? There you go.
I thought we were going to be showing LV.
LV again. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Bump King for you. That's a quite fun hero to play around. Very mobile, very damage dealing.
Yeah.
Of course.
So again, for you guys out there who are supporters of any of these 4 teams, go, type on the Twitch chat, put that hashtag. How do we do it? Like 3 letters, then we go for the win. Like PAV win, we have FEA win, or FRU win,
KD win.
Actually, just go for Pravallione win, Delta win, Fear Us win, and King Dummy win. Yeah.
Go ahead, guys, because they need your support. There you go. It's Eevee.
Nah,
It's not LV.
no, it's not LV anymore.
Oh, really?
All right. So while we are, still waiting for our third match to go underway, who is the team that you're actually looking to win this playoffs for you, Wolf?
I think it's Pavallione, like I've said last time we casted, because I really like how they play. They are very tactical in terms of their approach to the game. They don't see it as like a death match where you just kill people, secure the point, something like that. They move as a unit. I mean, they have that flank. Sometimes they move as a four and then have that one flank like the Lex, and then just tear up the backsides of the backlines of their enemies. They are very strategic in how they approach the game, and that's the team that I like to see.
Yeah, and the other thing from that is, well, I'm actually checking the Twitch chat right now. They're saying it's pronounced as GODFRYZZ.
GODFRYZZ, okay.
I mean,
but we know it's GODFRYZZ.
Yeah, I think it's GODFRYZZ. I mean, it could be tomato.
Yeah.
It could be any way you go for it. But how about you guys? Do you think GODFRYZZ is a better pronunciation compared to GODFRYZZ? Because it sounds cooler.
It sounds cooler, yeah. If you see like GODFRYZZ, you just think about food or French fries. But if you said GODFRYZZ, it's like ooh.
So it is freeze. All right, I'll change it, guys. Thank you so much for correcting me.
And it's Helscreamer who said it, so it wasn't really the Helscreamer that we knew.
I think so. Yeah, it's Helscreamer.
Okay,
yeah.
So they went up against Pravallione. Maybe they know that it's GODFRYZZ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for that. But I think that's one of the last set of the code. Shaolin, of course. One of our favorites too.
Yeah. The real thing why I like Shaolin is because whenever you pick him as a champion, you always hear him say Shaolin.
Yeah, Shaolin. That is true. But yeah, I think we are headed to our map number 3.
Godly French fries.
Godly French fries.
All right, so
everybody's favorite.
Yeah. So when this particular best of 5 ends, we're going to be giving away another code. But while we are already ready to go for our third match, let's go straight into our next map. So here we go, guys.
Jaguar Falls. This is game 3, of course. King Dummy still favors the Drogos. It was their first picked hero, and of course Pavallione, with a chance to get their Makoa and then Androxus, they took the chance. They are picking up where they left off.
I think it's kind of weird here in a way because if I'm not mistaken, King Dummy on JayTaztic really likes to go for the Fernando. Even though it's not making the most of impact, it's kind of giving somewhat Pavallione here a small edge because they don't have to contest for this Makoa because AMW is super comfortable with this, and JayTaztic likes to go for this Fernando, as I've been seeing Pravallione play for a little bit now.
But right now they do get the Maldamba, which is quite a good combo with the Fernando. Of course, Fernando wants to stay on the point, wants to stay on choke points as well, and objectives. And of course, Maldamba is one of the best champions to pair up with. They do get the Tyra, though.
Yeah, I think it's fine, because if you think about it, Jaguar Falls' initial cap point has a lot of choke points. It's great for Drogos, who has AoE damage and the Fire Spit right-click, and then that would actually make sense here for the Tyra, who can just throw the Firebomb and deal good damage as well in a front line like this one.
Look at that. The Molotovs indeed dealing a lot of damage, as well as zoning out the champions of King Dummy. That's going to be the first kill on the Shaolin, but of course GODFRYZZ finds the kill.
Initial point is Maldamba is in a bit of hurt here, as GODFRYZZ is trying to chase him down, has to back away as well, as he was in a 2v1 situation, very low on HP, and Tyra almost gets the kill. There's going to be the damage from the
fire lands indeed, and he will get another. That's going to be the Ruckus
him in
down.
The face.
All right, now King Dummy shows some dominance. They are asserting the pressure. They are taking the point, control of the point. I mean, Makoa though gonna land the point black hook of almost, but
yeah, but this is the strength here that King Dummy is showing. Again, with this better AoE setup, they are able to push back slowly but surely Pravallione here, and of course Helscreamer on this Tyro, definitely able to shred the shields of the tanks of Pravallione.
Now, actually, Tyra was taken down, but he did a lot of work already there. They are pushing this Ruckus really hard because of the Molotovs coming out from the Tyra. It's going to be quite a bit of an overtime here. I mean, the Pravallione was stepping on the point, but of course they are being pushed back. Once this Fernando has already up his shield, there's gonna be a duel
in a
him.
1v1.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he just gave him like, okay, I'm gonna use the Fernando. We're gonna use the Fernando as a bait, and then Drogos comes in from the sidelines and punches him, or punches the bejesus out of him.
Exactly. Because
ultimate.
the Ruckus can no longer move away from the Drogos. It was a perfect bait indeed.
Peekaboo, I see you.
I see you indeed. There's gonna be the punch. Okay. Now
that was pretty good.
That was pretty good indeed. Right now, there's going to be the Mako trying to zone out the champions of Kingdommy. They were successful in taking down 2 champions, but let's see if there's going to be a move again from Kingdommy, as they are indeed regrouping right now.
Yeah, Kingdommy has 4 ultimates primed and ready compared to Pravalione's only about 2. It's going to be the Firebomb, comes out from Helscreamer, so he's going to try to at least chip them off, give some more foothold here for Kingdommy as they try to keep the payload in check or pushing for themselves. Does find a Makoa, has to back away.
But no, he cannot get out. There's going to be another KL there. 3 down on Pravallione, and this payload is pushing fast. Fernando with a very aggressive maneuver wants to get the kill on the Ying, but gonna back down after the respawn from the Team Pravallione.
Yeah, JayTaztic definitely happy right now, as even he is the only solo frontline here for Kingdommy. He's making so much impact with the shield man himself.
Look at that, Ruckus in a bit of a tight spot. He's between a rock and a hard place, literally and figuratively. He has been slayed by Fernando.
They do have to back away, as it looks like Pravallione already with a regroup here, trying to pin down JayTaztic. He won't be using his ultimate just because it's gonna make no sense at all if he did. And well, Kingdommy has to go for the regroup, has to wait for their teammates. They have 40 seconds left into the clock, plenty of time for them to actually recuperate themselves and go for one big push, because right now, well, look at how many ultimates is in their war chests. Are in their war chests.
Look at that. It's going to be the fire bomb again, but they're quite being zoned out right now. Drogo's on land. Okay. Not going to give up his position just yet. They want to really just scout things out. He's been spotted though.
Yeah, GODFRYZZ into the back line, going in for the damage onto this Drogo's. Lord has to be very careful here, as there's going to be 2 damage dealers from Pravallione, pinning him down. And look at this.
Yeah.
Pravallione.
I think Kingdommy was a bit too patient on their push. They were, they were too slow on attacking with all of their ultimates up, and they quite paid the price because, like you said, there was a good flank from behind from the GODFRYZZ there, taking the kill on the Drogos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, there we go. It's going to be quite a big ultimate head-on collision from both of these teams. I think so. Because there are 2 ultimates available for Pravallione. But the credits department on JayTaztic, though, he has got a lot of items. Rejuvenate, Haven, of course. Haven makes sense right now. A lot of sense, because almost all of the champions from Team Pravallione is direct damage.
Yeah, there are single target hit scans, no projectile AoEs.
Yep. So now we're gonna see if Kingdommy will capitalize from their.
It's kind of weird how
abundance.
how GODFRYZZ has this Androxus exalted skin, and he has like a reindeer helmet on his headrest or his headgear.
But no, Makoa getting eliminated fairly quickly. Androxus soon to follow, but no, he won't be. The Lex is actually gonna go down, and they
GODFRYZZ
are
though alone by his lonesome. He's gonna charged in by JayTaztic. No fear on this man at all, and he will be burning. Well, GODFRYZZ almost gets the shutdown, but GODFRYZZ is a little bit slippery. Has to back away, but they know where he is. He goes for the charge and bombs him to the wall.
JayTaztic has enough of this kick of this GODFRYZZ Androxus. He pins him down to the wall and gets the kill on there. But let's see, they are taking the point though. So 81%. It looks like Pravallione is in no position to defend this, but look at that. Ruckus being very aggressive, might pay for it. Indeed, he will be taken down, but 2 down on the side of Kingdommy in return.
Cursed as well as Ancient Rage activated here by Pravallione, and this might actually give them enough edge to get another good fight into their hands. But actually, it will be. They pushed KD out, or Kingdommy out.
Fernando wanted to pin down the Makoa, but of course with the Ancient Rage, that's not possible. So he did quite an awkward charge there. But of course they're gonna lose the objective in the end. Tyra, okay.
Helscreamer really good at just shredding people one after the other. The Moldamba ultimate activated here by Kingdommy, so they will be able to push them back with that fear. Leo has to skedaddle away from the fight as he didn't have the numbers advantage in his possession. And look at this, Kingdommy with another cap onto this payload.
Another cap indeed, and they are pushing right now. But in terms of ultimates, both teams are not quite there yet. I think they have exhausted all of their resources back at that fight at the capture point. Ruckus though activates a Hellfire, or Ruckus, was it?
Ruckus Rockets comes out.
Ruckus Rockets,
the
indeed.
Rockets. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but
that's quite cool. Rockets activated. The Rockets.
Give a patent to that to Aserai, guys. Yeah. Yeah, but still, it was Pravallione using quite a bit of ultimates there just to get some control in his payload back once more. Although
very aggressive from GODFRYZZ.
Yeah, even though if they do this, it still feels like Kingdommy will have every single edge. I mean, even if they are slowed down in this payload fight, even if they go 1-for-1 every single round, it's still gonna be Kingdommy looking to actually get the cap on the payload almost always.
GODFRYZZ though from behind. Will he get the kill? Shaolin falling very low, but he's going to activate
reversal.
The reversal. Okay.
Connecting. He does have the accursed arm, so he can maybe set up something cheeky here as he is behind his opponents. But
he is undetected so far.
He has no teammates beside him. He will get pinned down though by the Drogos, and he will get shut down.
Got shut down. Nice tracking from the Drogos. Gets the kill.
JayTaztic has no regards to his opponent whatsoever. He's just charging in and not even giving a care in the world. Goes in with the flamethrower, gets the fire lance into the face of his opponent. Looking at AW, I'm looking at you right now, pal, and gets second one as well. Goes in with a charge. GODFRYZZ has a whole lot of commitment or work to do before he is actually able to stop this push from Kingdommy, and this could be it.
This could be it indeed. They are in no position to control this at all. Ruckus, be aggressive. There's going to be the Dragon Punch. Will it land on anyone? It looks like
it's dashing randomly. Nobody. Lord does not get a kill at all. That was, I don't know, it looked like a little bit of a fail, but if they do get enough space to actually get the payload, that might have been the intended mindset to that ultimate.
But I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just your off day, I guess.
Or, you know, he really just wanted to push everybody away. Okay. Like, guys, I don't want to get tagged by the Drogos. I don't want to get, you know, dragon punched into oblivion. Just back away.
Yeah, maybe that's the play. Maybe that's the play. But, of course, they still lose it in the end, I guess.
Yeah, they did.
If anything, that's not successful. So, yeah, I guess Lord the God Slayer might not have slain GODFRYZZ right now. And okay.
Oh wow, he actually has the name Godslayer. So basically, he's gonna be going up against GODFRYZZ, like you said.
He should be able to, but right now they are quite doing a decent job. They are up 3-4, and the capture point, of course, if they get this, it will be the end of the map, and that's their first map going in favor of them. And there's gonna be the Fernando with a Master Rider, of course.
Master Riding. As we were actually corrected here by, I think that was Addy Molan. Thank you so much, Addy, for that one. But yeah, you can see here JayTaztic frontline, actually 4 members of Pravallione. He's just making them pay for what they did to him. And look at that, fire lance to the face, charges in onto the Yay, and he gets the one shot down. And on fire, literally and figuratively speaking, indeed. JayTaztic is just running rampant with this, well, robotic Fernando.
Robotic Fernando, indeed. The power of love. Cariño brutal, if you think about it.
I don't
look at
where
that.
Where did you get that?
It's a Spanish term, you know. We're heading to.
Did you learn that from Dora? Or?
No, it's quite it's a song, I guess.
Ah, I see.
And then we're headed to Valencia, you know, where there's gonna be the Cariño brutal. It means it's like a brutal love, something like that. Oh, it's like a painful love, like what Fernando does right now. Of course, a very romantic guy.
You think when he's actually putting down his
look at
double kill on the fire lance?
Oh my God, JayTaztic.
That's some damage for you.
This is why Kingdommy favors the Fernando pick. Look at that. He deals a lot of damage.
Yeah. I was actually just saying thank you to Addy because he corrected us on the master riding. But again, the other thing here is I was actually wondering because you see here like Fernando's portrait has him like biting on a rose, right? Yeah. Do you think when he shuts his helmet or close to his helmet, does he still have the rose inside? I don't know.
Good question, though.
But let's go back and check out the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was something that King Dummy really wanted to do from the first get-go. I think they want to JayTaztic to shine with his Fernando right now, and I think they did a better job with preventing GODFRYZZ to flank them off. I think they have positioned themselves well as compared to the previous games. But I think the best thing about their draft right now is they got the Maldamba, which they didn't get the past few games, which should have been the best kind of duo with the Fernando. So I guess that's good for them. I hope they get it on the succeeding game so that we can have maybe the fifth game. Right now we are headed indeed to the fourth map of the game, which is Frog Isle.
And the thing here is, again, the composition that came out for King Dummy was heavily reliant on all of these choke fights, wherein they have like the Cassie's Firebomb, the Fernando's AoE damage, the Maldamba's poison on the floor with the Gourd the Gourd Legendary, I think.
Yeah. Ripen Gourd.
Yeah, Ripen Gourd. And that really gave the upper hand here for King Dummy. But we'll just see, as we are still one win away for Pravallione to actually get this best of 5 in their hands. But of course, there's still a possibility of the reverse sweep here for King Dummy.
Definitely. But of course, this is an important, interesting statistic interesting data, because Drogos will be picked by Pravallione, first picked. They will forego the pick of the Makoa, but King Dummy feels like they are not interested at all with the Makoa. They are gonna let it through and get the Maldamba and the Shaolin first, which they were successful in the last game. Let us see if
like I said, it's not really that important for them, because again, you can see where the priorities lie for King Dummy, wherein they always want the Fernando rather than the Makoa with the shell with the dredge anchor.
Yeah.
And I think the more contested pick here would be the DPS, either on this Drogos, or better yet, possibly the supports with the Maldamba. Because again, like you said, King Dummy really, I think, has a better cohesion when they have the Maldamba combining with this Fernando. But
that is true.
Let's go into our fourth game already.
I totally agree with that. Let us now head into Frog Isle for map number 4. Pravallione.
Tyra's Firebomb.
Oh.
Right.
Bro, Tyra, bro.
Yeah. It was the game a while ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tyra.
The third match.
Okay. So the buck will also be available for Pravallione. And if you look at the legendaries, Focusing Lens for iShawshanks, Darkstalker for GODFRYZZ, Fizzlod right now. Not going to be the Fire Spit. The block, though, for Makoa there. And, of course, Bounce House.
You really don't get anything else with the buck.
Yeah, I guess so. Exaction, of course, for Helscreamer. Flux Generator, I really like this a lot. Aegis for JayTaztic. Axellia with a Ripen Gourd right now. Okay. Murkyy with Recurve. Okay.
Check this out. This is, I think, the first time King Dummy is going to go for a 2-tank setup.
Yeah. Interestingly. And, of course, the Ruckus right now is going in for kind of the full armor type of build with Repulsal Field, of course. Flux Generator having 2 times the effectivity when at the point.
This poor horse is carrying Ruckus and his robot.
Yeah.
That's a heavy burden for the horse, man.
Heavy burden indeed. But there's going to be quite a bit of a toss-up here. Ying, though, gets found, but she will get away.
Blood.
But no, the first blood will be on Cassie. There's going to be... Okay. And Droxus kind of struggles against Shaolin just because of how mobile this champion is.
Yeah, but I think GODFRYZZ having the right formula, having the right approach against the Shaolin matchup, plus having so much dashes to just zip in and out of the fights. And of course, Frog Isle being a much more open map with kind of a lot of obstacles around it as well, makes it super good for the Androxus to just hide behind hide behind objects here and just go in and backstab.
And I really like this first pick, Drogos from Pravallione, because as you said, Frog Isle is very open as a map, and it is where a Drogos would really shine. And I think that's why they first pick this Drogos in favor of the Makoa, which they still get in the end. But, getting that Drogos away from King Dummy.
That salvo just dealt a huge amount of damage. Oh no, JayTaztic is in a very bad spot, and there's the backstab from Farrell's Dragon Punch.
Good target as well. That's the Fernando. That's the ace player for King Dummy. At least the pivotal hero for their part, and he finds another, but we pay for this though. It looks like he won't because they completely zoned out King Dummy and they have taken control, a bit of control here in the objective. Ruckus is being surrounded by 5.
He is tanky, but he's not tanky enough to deal with all of this DPS coming out from Pravallione.
Pravallione takes the first objective, the first capture point.
Look at that salvo, just deals so much damage.
Oh, maybe, I don't know, King Pravallione might have the better Drogos player. Look at that damage though.
Could be indeed. And JayTaztic, look at that. He's just lining up the flamethrower and he will be able to cook himself a roasted turtle.
Oh, wow.
Or tortoise?
I think
tortoise.
I think Peta will be angry with us right now, but that's just what happened. The fire lens pierced through Makoa and he's looking for a buck. Gonna get it though. Skadoodle away from the buck. They have kind of controlled this payload from moving away.
Yeah, they are controlling it quite well. Lord has the back away, uses the repulsor to actually give himself a bit extra HP here so that he will be able to survive. There's the Maldamba ultimate just for the fear to push back the opponents here from the side of Pravallione. King Dummy really doing a huge work with JayTaztic in the front line.
They are indeed doing a lot of doing a great job working around the strengths of the Fernando pick. This could be the Dredge Anchor, but he dredged himself to death, I guess.
Yeah,
the Fernando.
I'm just kind of curious. What if somebody also has a Fernando main and JayTaztic has to play anything else other than a Fernando? Will he be a good alternative tank, or will he be able to pick another alternative tank? That's a wild question out there because I haven't seen him play that much on anything else.
That's a good question though, because if there's really a team that has a Fernando player, they will first pick it against King Dummy, and King Dummy has to scramble for more tactics. And look at that, GODFRYZZ back at his shenanigans right now, gets the 3 eliminations, wants another, not gonna land it, he's gonna have to reload, but he finds the
Cassie trying to run away, but this is 2 flankers right in your face, and of course, if you're gonna be, a mathematician, 2 against 1, 2 flankers to the 1 DPS, you really can't get away.
You really can't get away indeed. GODFRYZZ with the help of the buck. It's a kill. The dual archer combo from King Dummy, I guess so. Gonna be the crossbow, and the bow might get punished here, but it looks like he won't be. He is too mobile. There's gonna be the duel, but he's losing the battle. He's just gonna get away.
The accursed arm, so this could be a huge setup for Pravallione as they try to push this into overtime, try to get that payload into the final spot, and there you go. It's gonna be GODFRYZZ with the damage, gets the 1, looks for Lord, gets the shutdown, and only JayTaztic is gonna be the 1 man to defend it all. Does he have the I will not die? Well,
no, he doesn't.
I don't think so.
I don't think so as well. There's gonna be 2 points for Pravallione if King Dummy cannot survive, and that's what happened. And I would just like to commend Pravallione with their kind of a dual flank setup that, if you think about it, translates into DPS and other DPS source. Because what they did is if GODFRYZZ cannot close in on a kill, for example, the damage dealers of King Dummy, like what they did with Cassie right there. If GODFRYZZ cannot close out a kill, Buck comes into response. They will get the kill. They will get the 2 against 1, and they will win the duel.
Yeah, look at that. Leo has 11 straight kills.
6, 2, and 10. 11 eliminations for him. A lot of credits going in the bank. And Haven appease in the side of King Dummy, which makes sense, of course, against Androxus and the Buck.
JayTaztic,
look at that. They've surrounded
without
again the
delay,
Makoa.
just immediately goes into the front line, and no fear at all from this guy. Even though he's gonna get shut down, he really was looking for the Maldamba to give him that HP. But look at damage from Pravallione here. That fire spit from Farrell, just dealing so much AoE.
5-man wipe. And
that was so quick.
That was so quick indeed. Good connection on all of their skills. They are in sync. There's gonna be the damage from Shaolin, but not gonna be enough.
Was kind of awkward because he got the stun and he was using his secondary skill already to actually go and get the consecutive damage, but then he canceled it.
He canceled.
I don't know why.
Maybe he got afraid because there are many champions from the side of Pravallione.
Could be.
Ruckus though might get shot down. Indeed, he will fall from the Drogos. Look at that. He's taken full control of the air. And there's gonna be the punch.
JayTaztic will get punched in the face. He doesn't even get a target, but it's
No
fine.
target.
It's
Okay.
going to be the cap already for Pravallione. So that was just a safety punch.
Yeah. Celebratory punch, maybe. Salvo, though.
Yeah. You can see here how much damage Farrell has. He doesn't even need to look at his opponents. He already knows that, you know, the points right in front of him, throw out the fire spit and get free AoE damage without any, I would say, rebound of damage or rebound of aggression from King Dummy.
That is true. Good thing that you said it. It looks like his game sense is
Tingling.
savage.
His game sense is tingling.
Yeah, exactly. He's now savage right now. 9 eliminations, 21 streak. Look at that. This Drogos is unstoppable. Side of Pravallione, Farrell might have found his comfort pick right now. And he's going to get another 22 streak for him. Fernando might be the next target for this dragon. This dragon is...
Oh, here you go, here you go. Let's see if he's going to get another zoning ult.
Okay.
Oh, yay! Finally gets one.
Dunks it home.
He gets the one, man.
He gets the one, and it looks like Pravallione might have closed out this series.
But wait, hold that thought. The Shaolin
No.
saying something, but it was just...
Shaolin.
Yeah, Shaolin. A Hail Mary pass that wasn't able to go through all of that, maybe to push it more into overtime, but to no avail, sadly enough.
Sadly enough, indeed. But of course, I don't know. It was a Drogos shining in on this map, really, because of course, Frog Isle is, like we've said, is kind of the nest for Drogos. It looks like its own turf. And the first pick Drogos from the side of King Pravallione was, I think, so brilliant because it not only did shine, it was a comfort pick for that. It also is kind of a deny pick against King Dummy, who always first pick this Drogos.
Yeah, Drogos for, I believe that is Helscreamer.
Helscreamer, indeed. I really like how Pravallione approached this map, and they have taken the series 3-1 against King Dummy.
So they're going to be advancing into the finals,
Yeah.
and that just means that we're going to be watching the next match. That's going to be FarrellYKw versus Delta.
Team Delta,
Yeah,
indeed.
but before all of that,
Of course, we're gonna give away some of the Founders Pack, which is something that you've been waiting for. Look at that. They are very quick. They don't want you to be ready, of course. Look at that.
be fast, guys.
Be fast, guys, because whoever gets, of course, the first redemption of the code from the client will get the code. We'll get the Founders Pack, of course. There's going to be only one victor of this one. But as you said, Azurai, there's going to be another semifinals matchup right next after this, after a technical break after this one.
Yeah. So again, while we are letting you guys type as quickly as possible for the Founders Pack, again, we would like to thank our sponsors, Split Media Labs, Hi-Rez Studios, Steam Spooky, and of course,
it's gonna be Elite Global sourcing. Of course, it won't be possible without Alt Shift A, and of course, J Blaze, one of our men. What do you call them? Men behind the scenes.
Yeah. And again, guys, this is the first ever Paladins Dreamhack that included the Southeast Asia region. This is composed of 6 countries from Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, and Vietnam. And of course, yeah.
The winner, of course, will get $3,000 big chunk of cash, but more importantly, they will get a ticket to Dreamhack Valencia later this July, if I'm not mistaken, and that's quite the bigger chunk of money that you can get.
$40,000 US dollars for the first prize and an overall 100,000 prize pool. So guys, we're just gonna take a quick break. Give it 5 minutes maybe. We're not gonna take any more delays because we are ready for more action. And again, guys, this is the Southeast Asia Regional Qualifiers for Dreamhack Valencia. I'm Azurai, one hell of a beast, and here with me now is
Wolf, the other beast, and we will be back after a short break. Don't go away.